moment this truck rolled into the spotlight, it didn't ask for attention, it took it. Steel-heavy, towering, unapologetically aggressive, the 2026 Caterpillar pickup looks less like a road vehicle and more like a machine that escaped from an active worksite. This is not a lifestyle truck pretending to be tough. This is Caterpillar bringing industrial muscle to the pickup world, and the result feels almost illegal for public roads. At first glance, the sheer presence is overwhelming. The body sits wide and tall, with proportions that make full-size pickups look restrained. The stance feels engineered, not styled, every surface sharp, functional, and intentional. Thick skid plates dominate the lower body, while massive all-terrain tires sit under squared-off arches that look capable of swallowing rocks without flinching. The front end is pure intimidation, with a grille inspired by heavy machinery intakes and lighting that feels more like industrial flood lamps than headlights. This truck doesn't follow design trends. It ignores them completely. What makes the design unsettling, in a good way, is how honest it feels. There's no unnecessary chrome, no decorative lines pretending to be aggressive. Everything looks built to survive punishment. The paint finishes are deep, muted, and industrial, with matte and satin options that seem designed to hide scars rather than show off reflections. Even standing still, the truck feels like it's under load, as if it's ready to pull, push, or climb something heavy the moment you turn the key. But the real shock comes when you consider what's rumored to be under that slab-like hood. Caterpillar didn't enter this space to compete on paper specs alone, they brought their core philosophy with them. The 2026 pickup is expected to use a heavily adapted turbo-diesel powertrain derived from industrial-grade engines, tuned for road use but engineered with extreme durability in mind. Torque is the headline here, and not the polite kind. We're talking about numbers designed to move construction equipment, not just trailers. Acceleration isn't about 0 to 60 bragging rights. It's about unstoppable forward motion. Whether the truck is loaded, towing, or climbing at low speed, the power delivery is expected to feel relentless and calm, like the engine barely notices resistance. The transmission is rumored to be overbuilt, with reinforced internals and cooling systems designed for sustained abuse rather than short bursts of performance. This isn't a truck that feels fast, it feels inevitable. The drivetrain philosophy continues underneath. The frame is believed to be a reinforced ladder structure inspired by Caterpillar's off-road machinery, designed to handle extreme torsional stress without flexing unpredictably. Suspension components look oversized because they are oversized. Long travel dampers, heavy-duty control arms, and adaptive systems designed to handle everything from crawling over jagged terrain to stabilizing massive loads at highway speed. This is where the truck quietly separates itself from traditional pickups. Four-wheel drive isn't treated as a feature, it's treated as a default state. Advanced locking differentials, multiple terrain calibration modes, and intelligent torque distribution systems work constantly in the background. But what's interesting is how little the driver is expected to think about it. The system is designed to anticipate traction loss and terrain changes before they become a problem, making the truck feel smarter the harder. Then there's the towing and payload capability, which is where Caterpillar's reputation starts to make sense in a road vehicle. Early projections suggest numbers that challenge or surpass anything currently on sale, but the real story isn't just how much it can pull, it's how stable and confident it remains while doing it. Integrated trailer monitoring, load balancing systems, and real-time stress data allow the truck to adjust itself dynamically. It doesn't just tow heavy loads. It manages them. Step inside, and the experience takes a sharp but deliberate turn. This isn't a stripped-out work truck interior. It's industrial luxury, and that distinction matters. The cabin feels like a command center, blending rugged materials with high-end finishes. Thick leather, reinforced stitching, exposed metal accents, and textured surfaces dominate the space. Everything feels solid, weighty, and purposeful, from the door handles to the center console. The seats are designed for long hours, not just comfort but support under vibration and movement. Bolstering is subtle but firm, and heating, cooling, and multi-zone adjustments are integrated seamlessly. The driving position is high and commanding, with visibility that reinforces the truck's sense of control. You don't sit in this vehicle, you oversee it. Technology is present, but it doesn't scream for attention. Large, clear displays replace traditional gauges, showing not just speed and fuel but torque output, drivetrain status, terrain data, and load distribution. The interface feels more like professional equipment than consumer electronics. Touchscreens are balanced with physical controls, because this is a truck designed to be used with gloves, in dust, in rain, and in chaos. Connectivity and assistance systems are equally serious. Advanced driver assistance doesn't dull the experience, it enhances confidence. Trailer assist, off-road camera systems, underbody views, and predictive alerts work quietly to keep the truck operating at its limits without crossing them. Even parking systems feel designed around the truck's massive footprint, making tight spaces less intimidating than expected. What keeps curiosity high is how balanced the truck appears despite its brutality. On-road refinement hasn't been ignored. Sound insulation, adaptive suspension tuning, and steering calibration are designed to make highway driving surprisingly composed. It doesn't feel soft, but it feels controlled, as if the truck is constantly restraining its own strength. Long-distance cruising feels effortless, with the engine barely breaking a sweat. Fuel efficiency isn't the focus, but efficiency of effort is. The engine operates in low-stress ranges most of the time, which could translate into longevity that outlasts conventional pickups by years. Maintenance intervals are expected to reflect Caterpillar's industrial mindset, with durability prioritized over lightweight engineering compromises. This is a truck meant to be owned, used, and kept. And then there's the emotional factor, the part that doesn't show up in spec sheets. The Caterpillar pickup doesn't try to appeal to everyone, and that's exactly why it works. It feels exclusive without being flashy. Extreme without being reckless. Luxurious without being delicate. It's a vehicle that speaks to people who respect machinery, who understand weight, force, and engine. As the truck world shifts toward electrification and soft road styling, this pickup feels like a defiant statement. It reminds everyone what raw mechanical capability looks like when it's not diluted by trends.